Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to look at hypertrophy coach, looking at bulking. Before I get into this topic, if you guys have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you need coaching, coaching is what I do for a living. Check out the link down below. All right, so I got about a 4-minute clip here from hypertrophy coach, and I don't usually react to longer videos, but I thought this was a really good take on bulking, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to react, to learn, to listen, and to see other opinions other than my big mouth flapping on my channel. So we're going to dive in, rest in the peace, bulking. We're just going to listen. I'm going to stop, make commentary or whatever, just talk over it. We'll just kind of go with the flow. All right. Here we have hypertrophy coach. Rest in peace, bulking.
Bulking is dead.
Oh, it is dead. It's dead. We have to gain and gaintain and plantain.
Said some 18-year-old man that with less time in the gym than some shirts I own. No joke.
Accurate. It's always the skinny guy who's following along with the lockstepping, gaining, plantaining.
It's 2025. What a time to be alive. A time when things I thought could never possibly be controversial. Well,
yep, it's controversial. Imagine if you want to gain 50 pounds on the scale or you want to gain 30 pounds on the muscle. Somehow you do so without gaining any scale weight.
So here's my weird take on bulking. Let's look at this topic as if we're trying to help an actual human.
Not an actual human. Not an actual human.
That's trying to put on lots of muscle.
Imagine trying to put on lots of muscle and trying to maybe gain 30 pounds, 40 pounds of muscle and trying to do it without moving the scale past 148.7.
Like going from 150 pounds right now to 200 or even 250 if you like super subs.
Nah, believe it or not, some of us like to be bigger.
So let's pretend we're not just prodding some curious creature in a petri dish. And let's remember this real person is likely an individual that is genetically predisposed to having a difficult time putting on muscle. And
did you hear that? Predisposed to having a difficult time putting on muscle. Imagine a world where many of us struggle to put on muscle. Imagine a world where I'm not a genetic freak and hypertrophy coach isn't a genetic freak. And I actually was born with small bones and I actually was pretty weak. Imagine a world where most of us aren't really predispositioned to put on a lot of muscle. So we actually want to maximize our nutrition to maximize the possibility that we build muscle.
And not some genetic freak that just grows looking at weights. In my opinion, the whole controversy created around this topic is from not clarifying the real most common nutritional issue, keeping skinny kids from getting swole.
Yep, we're keeping skinny kids from getting swole. I'm curious where he's going to go here.
It's not purely about physiology. Based on my professional observation, it's more about improper application. So let's just...
Improper application. When you talk about bulking, it's always about improper application. It's about, I can tell you as a coach, far too many people hop on. They do a rapid fat bulk. They don't maximize the coming year. They don't maximize a lean bulk, spend most of the year in a lean bulk. They get on, they gun it, they eat too much food, they gain too much fat, they waste too much time in the gym, etc., etc.
Just all agree for a minute, from a pure physiology standpoint, as if this were a question on an exam. Yes, you can definitely grow muscle in maintenance. Fantastic.
Yeah, you can grow a little bit of muscle in maintenance, but you have to be so precise and the rate of gain is going to be so tediously slow. So all the questions, can you gain muscle on maintenance? Yeah, theoretically you can, especially if you're a beginner or novice, but it's going to be so tediously slow. You're never going to get where you want. And it's just going to drag out the process and you're walking such a fine line for such a long period of time. Good luck.
Doesn't that feel nice to get along? So yes, as the addition of actual contractile tissue slowly increases your maintenance calorie demands, you can just continually add razor-thin amounts of calories to your daily intake.
What I find funny about this is most people struggle to maintain a normal calorie consistency on a bulk. It's not easy. This is not a criticism, but it is hard to maintain a normal, consistent calorie intake on a bulk. And all of a sudden, you're going to drop down to maintenance level and maintain this razor thin level. It's not realistic.
Slowly taking body weight up, getting super muscular and sexy while never getting fat. Man, that sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing, though. We never want to add one molecule of fat.
That's the world I want to live in someday. But the problem is, when someone tells me this, I feel akin to a well-qualified marriage counselor that's been successfully practicing for a couple decades, listening to some 20-something newlyweds tell me they're never going to fight. They've done their homework. They've read 40,000 books. They know all the underlying reasons for fights, and that's not going to be them. Ah, we lambs, bless your sweethearts.
So I kind of know where he's going. As a coach, I can tell you it's hard, nearly impossible to gain muscle and maintenance. All this theory stuff, I can tell you as a coach that has coached well over 1,000 individuals and just an army of successful lifters, that being in a quality lean bulk amplifies the process so dramatically. It's something we need to do. It's not optional. You're always going to have some outlier out there that breaks it. But in the massive iron world, we talk about massive bulking, basically trying to gain about 10 pounds, not getting too far away from home base, gaining 10 pounds, maybe about 4 to 5 months, doing a quick cut and repeating the process. This keeps you in a bulk, generally 9.5 to 10 months out of the year. You get a calorie surplus. You're in an environment where you're not going to gain a lot of fat, where it's going to facilitate quality muscle growth, and you don't have to be as razor precise.
Sure, I guess all this is theoretically possible, but in practice, I've never actually seen it happen.
I've never seen it happen either. I've never seen it happen. I've never seen in all my years of lifting, my near 40 years of lifting, and all my years of coaching, I've never seen somebody stay at maintenance level and gain a lot of muscle mass. I've never seen it, folks. I've never seen it. He's never seen it. Do with that what you want.
As long as humans are involved, we will muck it up. Why? Because the hard gainer has a hard time, you guessed it, gaining.
Imagine the hard gainer having a hard time gaining and then putting themselves in a hole where they're going to try to eat at maintenance and hope their body weight goes from 148.7 to 148.7 without gaining any fat. But in the process, we're going to gain 25 pounds of muscle and never have that scale leave 148.7.
There are for sure very real physiological reasons for this, but also, these are the high energy peeps. They fidget, they stress, they enjoy consuming stimulants, vaping their feelings, forgetting to eat. And when they do eat, they eat 2,000 calories in one sitting to make up for forgetting to eat. And
a lot of times what you see on the skinnier end, and I'm not poking fun at them, is that they will eat something, they'll feel a little bit bloated, they'll panic, they think they're gaining fat, or they think they're being consistent calorie-wise. Yeah, I'm eating pretty good, or I'm eating healthy, and they probably are. I'm getting in protein. But most times what you see is that they're under-eating calories, under-eating protein, and they are inconsistent. And this is a recipe for disaster, not just for the skinny guy, but for anybody that is trying to build muscle mass.
then end up being so full, they don't eat any more meals the whole rest of the day. Yeah, I see you. So if this hypothetical hard gainer tries to main gain, they'll likely end up like I did my first couple years of lifting. Shredded, but looking like they just have slightly more muscular bones, not significantly more muscle. So why go more like a 300 to 500 calorie a day surplus? Is it?
Now I'm going to say before he gives his answer, basically what you want to do is watch the scale. You want to kind of count your calories and determine where your maintenance level is. And then from there, you want to bump it up. I don't generally go up to 500 calories. We want to probably ride it up 300. We want to watch the scale so you're gaining about a kilo a month or about 2.2 pounds. If you get down to 2 pounds a month, you're riding it a little bit fine, but that's okay. You generally want to gain about 10 pounds over 4 to 5 months, and you want to find that calorie level that facilitates that allows you to do that. So bump your calories up a little bit, maybe 300, 350. Let's watch the scale closely and make really small adjustments to dial things in.
Physiologically necessary? Probably not, no. But is it insurance? Yes.
I would say it is physiologically necessary because, on the other hand, I've never seen anybody at maintenance level gain a quality amount of muscle mass. So, therefore, if you have a case where you're not really seeing anybody at maintenance level or main gaining or gaining a quality amount of muscle mass, there's only one other option.
Insurance that hard gainers are actually in a surplus and not thinking they're main gaining, while actually just fidgeting, stimming, and meal skipping their way back and forth between maintenance and a deficit.
See, that's a big issue. Folks that kind of want to ride this main gaining or plantating or gaintaining generally tend to guess way too much. They're not nailing their calories. They're not nailing their consistency. They're not nailing their protein intake. They're kind of just watching the scale, and they have some vaporous concept of, okay, I'm not gaining weight, therefore I'm gaintaining, maintaining, main gaining, all that kind of stuff. But they have no degree of precision whatsoever. So they're not even playing the game that they think they are playing.
And yes, it's even still okay to eat like an old school, stereotypical meathead ding dong, consuming 1,000 calorie plus surplus every day if you want. Why? Because it's fun. Sure, it's not physiologically necessary, and you might occasionally.
Well, the only thing I'll say about that is you never want to outkick your coverage. The goal is for us to maximize the amount of weeks or months we remain in a bulk over the course of a year. So if you can stay in a bulk 9 to 10 pounds out of a year, never get more than 10 to 12 pounds from home base, able to do a quick cut, go back to your kind of starting weight, or maybe just lose 6 to 8 pounds, you're going to be in a really good position because you are going to be in a calorie surplus 9 to 10 months out of the year. And this is going to put you in a position to maximize building muscle over the course of the coming year. If you aggressively bulk and you can only stay in a bulk 4, 5, or 6 months out of the year, you're going to be in maintenance or you're going to be cutting the rest of the time. And this is going to minimize or reduce the amount of time you have building muscle over the course of the year.
Lose your car keys and your fat folds, but I don't want to rob you of the joy of sitting around with other jacked meatheads one day, swapping stories, reminiscing of all the stupid stuff you used to do and put in a blender, trying to get huge, and laughing at your old excessively fat face pics.
All right, guys, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. You guys pretty much have the picture. If you want to build muscle mass, we have to be more than someone that's going to guess. We have to be someone that does more than just pull little cute phrases out of our ass like main gaining, gaintaining, I'm going to stay at maintenance. We can't live in some fantasy world. Muscle building is a precise process, and you need a reasonable degree of focus. You can't just have some vaporous concept of eating healthy or staying at maintenance. You need to be more intelligent than that. You need to monitor things more than that. The people that are successful, and I want you to hear this, the people that are successful or the most successful at muscle building are not messing around. They have an idea where their calorie intake is. They have an idea where their protein intake is. They're relatively consistent, and they're not main gaining or plantating. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.